Yo, ladies and gentlemen, hope you all are doing well, and welcome back to another episode of CWS WWE Breakdown. I'm your host, Zachary Shavy, joined again by one of my co-hosts, Christian Whitehead. What's going on, brother?
Life is going on. Clash in Italy is going on. Um, NBA conference finals are going on. So it's a good time to be a fan of life, a fan of sports, and hopefully, this PLE this Sunday does not ruin my weekend because it looks promising. But a lot of times when WWE looks promising, they end up disappointing. So we'll see what happens. But I'm excited. How are
Yeah,
you doing, brother? You doing well?
I'm good. I can't complain. I know what you're talking about. WrestleMania 42, but
Oh,
but this. Speaking of WrestleMania, the way this card is looking, this looks like a better WrestleMania card than what they threw out against us for WrestleMania. It's 5 matches, but it's 5 matches that I'm so excited to see. And
four matches. Yeah, four
with that
matches we're going to see.
with that European crowd, in addition to that, they're gonna make it feel even more
True.
special than it is.
True.
So it's literally only on WWE and their creative to fumble this. If they somehow fumble this, there's something wrong because there's matches in here that are going to be great. There's so much layers to them that they can be great matches.
And I think the key here for this PLE, and I agree with you, they can't fumble. But the way they will fumble is fumbling the winners and fumbling the losers. Because these matches, there's some pretty key people that need to win, some pretty key people that need to lose. Okay? So that's what I will say.
Absolutely. But we're going to get into it here. Obviously, we're going to go. We know the match order we know at least the first 2 matches because they're doing it again the first hour on ESPN. The match that is going to open up the night, the undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Gunther. Obviously, Gunther, his favor was to move to SmackDown and have a number one contenders match with Cody Rhodes. We all know what it really was for, but now we moved on from that and what has transpired because of it. But now we're in a position where it's Cody versus Gunther. I think a match that I'm very excited to see. They had a good match when they were both champions, like a year ago, in Crown Jewel when he was the undisputed and Gunther was or not last year, but like the year before that.
Mhm.
And they had a solid match. I'm excited to see what this match has to offer. I mean, Cody and Gunther, they're both great competitors. It's the classic. I haven't seen this in a while. The classic babyface versus heel. But honestly, the promos they put against each other last night really, I think, put this feud into perspective and has me excited for tomorrow's match.
Yes, I agree. The Gunther's promo, um, their promo on SmackDown was pretty good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think sometimes Gunther could be a bit dull, but it was great promo. And the stuff he was saying are definitely true. So I loved it. It definitely enticed me for the match. Um, sorry, I sneezed. Oh my goodness. Wait, jeez. No, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Bless
Um,
you.
I thank you. I do believe that there's no way, right? There's no chance that Cody loses this. So my question to you is, what's the finish? How do they get to the finish? Are we just gonna sit here and totally throw away the career killer gimmick? First of all, that's already gone. That's gone. Rey Mysterio evaded retirement. Brock Lesnar evaded Gunther's retirement. They don't want to be retired by him. So that whole gimmick, I think, was a waste because you retired AJ Styles, Goldberg, and John Cena for this one guy, all under the same person. I think you could have been a little bit more dynamic and better writing. Like, I mean, come on. But that's besides the point. So you had his career killer gimmick, and now he beats um he beats Seth Rollins after that, right? Cool. Are you gonna have him lose now? You gonna have him lose to Cody Rhodes? Like I don't know what they're gonna do, bro. Because you're gonna have Cody Rhodes lose his title to Gunther, and just so I don't know what's gonna happen. What I will say is that I don't know if this will be the only match between them. There might be a separate one. Hopefully there is. on a different pay-per-view or on a different spot because knowing WWE and how they did WrestleMania, this match is gonna feel rushed. Okay, one of the first two matches is gonna be short, and it's what's the second match? What's after them?
Jade and Rhea. So
Okay,
they might rush. They might eliminate some time from that because they already gave them that WrestleMania match.
true. So
So
that's a good point. But I don't. So what do you think they're gonna do for the finish?
okay. I have a multitude of things running through my mind right now. Obviously, the factor of Randy Orton, if he could come back and cost Cody Rhodes or come after the match. Either way, let me ask you this before I get into it more. Does the Cody Randy feud need the championship on it, or do you not?
No, it
Okay,
never did.
I agree. I totally agree. I think you could have Randy cost Cody the championship, and then have Gunther win the championship from Cody Rhodes. And think about it. There's still an opportunity. And this brings me to my other point. People have now brought up the fact that although they strayed away from the Brock Lesnar thing, who's to say they can't run Gunther versus Brock Lesnar SummerSlam championship for a career? You could still keep the career gimmick, but then having a title on Gunther, I think Gunther, he's ever since he's been in WWE, his reigns have been dominant. But when he eventually loses, it's to clowns. No offense to Sami Zayn at WrestleMania,
Jey
although that was cool
Uso,
for
yep.
him. Jey Uso, he loses to him. He's had these super long title reigns, but then when he eventually loses it, like the only time that he lost was to CM Punk, but that wasn't a super long reign. He won it back from Jey Uso, and the thing where like and that was another thing where he was dominating most of the match. He started playing and he slipped up, and CM Punk, the veteran, took advantage of that. But getting away from that, although he's the career killer and he beat John Cena, beat AJ Styles, beat Goldberg, him facing Jey Uso and losing will always be in the back of fans' minds. It's never something they're going to get rid of. They
The
want
fact that he tapped out.
exactly. He tapped out on his own move, and that's another thing. If Gunther is to win this, Cody Rhodes isn't tapping out. They're not having their QB1 tap out. If anything, he will go to sleep. I think because and think about it. And Gunther said this in his promo, which I really like. He said he predicted what he was going to do to each one of his opponents. And if it's not interference if it's not interference how Gunther wins, I could honestly see him having Cody Rhodes pass out. Because they're not going to have Cody Rhodes tap. That is without a doubt.
That would be crazy.
But then it could either way. I think if Gunther wins, it's going to be on a power slam or he's going to put him to sleep. The power slam could
And you think it's by Randy interrupting?
One of those two could be from Randy interrupting. But then you also throw out the other factor. It's like if we keep the title on Cody, you talk about Gunther having another matchup. I could already see the direction they're going if Cody retains and Randy's not ready to go. They might go with Sami Zayn. I know I honestly don't like Sami Zayn, but what they're doing with him right now is what they kind of did with Kevin Owens last year, and you saw how those turned out. So don't get me wrong, Sami Zayn is a great performer, but he's a lot more entertaining now than he was a few months ago. So I would be accepting of the fact if they wanted to run that as a mini feud or like a feud over maybe one or two PLEs.
A feud to waste time, like
Yeah.
a feud. Yeah, definitely.
Because not a SummerSlam feud, but like when Roman Reigns, because we'll talk about it. Because Roman is gonna come, he is gonna be at some dates for June, but then you could have Cody versus Sami in that Saudi Arabia where Sami's highly favored, although he's between a babyface and a heel. That would be entertaining, I think.
But would it? Because we already know the outcome. I feel like every Sami Zayn match, we understand the outcome, especially in Saudi Arabia. He just did. Last time he was in Saudi Arabia, I feel like it's always the same
He lost.
thing.
He did lose to McIntyre.
He lost, but
Yeah.
real people knew he wasn't gonna beat Drew McIntyre. Like, and
Yeah.
again, that was in Saudi Arabia. So now you're gonna do the same thing: Cody versus Sami in Saudi Arabia. Oh, is Sami Zayn gonna get the championship, and he's gonna go over there and lose? I feel like it's predictable. I know you can't make every match and every pay-per-view PLE something crazy, but I feel like it's been too predictable. The unpredictability makes things exciting. I don't want to see Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes. Not right now. Sami Zayn.
Oh, I totally agree with you. I'm just saying, if we're stuck without Randy, that might be our best option if they don't want to run Gunther again.
They need to run Gunther. I rather see Gunther and Cody go at it 3 more times than Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes, because at least with Gunther and Cody Rhodes, one of those matchups, there's a chance that Gunther could win more than Sami Zayn could win. So it makes it more exciting. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good opener. Hopefully it's entertaining. Hopefully Randy comes back and mixes up something. If he doesn't, hopefully there's some caveat, something that gets us, amped.
Can I say this real quick?
Yeah,
I only want Randy coming back if he's costing Cody the title.
definitely.
Realistically, because now that if you had the title away from the picture, the feud that those two could put on, think about it. When Cody was chasing the title back in 2023, what was a big thing that made him even more over with the crowd? His feud with Brock Lesnar that had at SummerSlam. They faced at Backlash. They had great matches. It got Cody's stock up. He got his respect from Brock Lesnar, and it eventually helped him pivot all the way to Mania, where he defeated Roman Reigns. Cody, so everyone says this, and I agree. Cody is better when he's chasing the title rather than the champion. He realistically is. He totally is. And if you give him a nice feud with Randy Orton, have Gunther win the title, and it's another thing. I'm not gonna be happy if I wouldn't be surprised. Don't get me wrong. I'm not surprised with WWE's anymore, but I'm gonna be frustrated if we don't see a title change between the Undisputed and the World Heavyweight Championship. At this point, it's almost like we have to wait till SummerSlam or Mania for an actual title change. Do it on a B card like this. Put a little bit of shock, because if I'm with you, if we have an opening match and Gunther wins, beats Cody, I would generally be a little bit shocked. I wouldn't be surprised, but I would literally be shocked, because although Gunther is a dominating force, Cody is 2v1. He is the top babyface. So for him to lose to Gunther on a B show would put some shock into me, but I would be excited. I think.
Yes. Right?
I would be. Yes.
I would too. That's a great point, Zach. You hit it on the spot, and I think a lot of fans would agree with that. Let's stop waiting until WrestleMania and SummerSlam to switch the titles, because then that makes it, keyword, more predictable, right? You do it on a random show, high stakes still. Like, they turned this darn PLE into a high stakes. If all of the championships retain and everybody stays the same, you've already lowered. You went from high stakes and high excitement to nobody cares. Give us something, because then we could have saw these matches on Raw. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying every title needs to be switched. I'm just saying let's live up to the PLE hype, right? And a Gunther win would be a shock, just like a Jacob Fatu win would be a shock.
I totally agree. And if I'm not mistaken, what does WWE stand for? World Wrestling Entertainment. What would be more entertaining than seeing a title change that could be predictable but also isn't, because it's the top two guys in the WWE right now that would be losing them? And especially for Roman Reigns. If Roman Reigns loses, Jacob Fatu is the tribal chief. He is the head of the table.
I will say, if I had to choose a championship to change hands, I would pick the undisputed WWE Championship by way of Randy Orton coming back and costing Cody the title, and you can do the rivalry between Cody and Randy. Like you said, they don't need the title. And then give Gunther that championship, have him hold it. You built Gunther up this much. Now that I'm thinking about it, Zach, now that I keep talking and going on through my mouth, you can't have Gunther lose this match clean. Zach, this is common sense. I'm thinking about it now. You cannot have the ring general, the career killer, he's on a win streak, beat Seth Rollins, Johnson. You can't have him win clean to Cody Rhodes. Absolutely not. If Gunther loses clean to Cody Rhodes, Gunther is officially buried, and I don't know if he'll ever get back to a point where he needs to be as that dominant force.
And he's on SmackDown now. This is not like it's a one-off match. He's kind of moved to SmackDown now, and like, where would you put him then? Like, does he? And it's like, how will we justify the fact for another rematch if he loses clean? If he loses because Randy Orton or if he like say he loses, it's like another thing. Like I will say this though, how do you think he? There's no way there's no way he loses with interferences. If he were to, he's only going to benefit if there's interferences.
Correct.
So, but yeah, I'm going to disagree with you on that one though. I think there's so much more to be told if Fatu were to beat Roman. That's just my opinion. But we'll get into that more because that's the main event. But we're going to
Sure.
move on to the second hour of the show, the other undisputed championship here between Rhea and Jade Cargill. Before I get into this is great that they're giving it a rematch because although we had some disagreements through WrestleMania, this was a great WrestleMania match. It deserved to have a rematch. Where is Liv Morgan for crying out loud? I don't care if Stephanie Vaquer was the champion, or excuse me, not Stephanie, but like I don't care if Stephanie Vaquer is out right now. There, you could do so much more with Liv Morgan. It's that plain and simple. She's there. Do something with her.
Question: what would you have suggested that they've done with Liv Morgan for this pay per view?
I
Because
mean,
I don't know. I don't know what they would do.
I don't know. You kind of have Bailey doing nothing. Like it could have been a one-off. It didn't have to be a feud because Liv Morgan is over in Italy. The freaking I think it's like Morgan Lisa. Like they made like a Mona Lisa of Liv Morgan last time they were in Italy. So like she's over there with the crowd even as a heel. And it's just I don't know.
I think I see your point about how like she should be on the card, but I don't know if I agree. Just because like I don't know, like we said, who would she be facing? Don't give me Natalia. Don't give me Maxine Dupree. Don't give me Bailey. I don't want to see. I feel like just a one-off between Bailey and Liv Morgan, considering the rest of the card and how this is shaped to be an A-level pay-per-view, it just didn't fit. That's how I see it, right? And we still did get two women's matches on the card, right? So
Yeah.
we got Becky basically instead of Liv Morgan. So that's kind of where I guess creative decided to go. So I'm not mad at it. So I didn't really take that approach. I wasn't even thinking about Liv Morgan once I saw this card.
Yeah, I agree.
But
But I also
yeah,
I want to I'm just speaking how I'm speaking my frustration. But also
sure.
another thing, they could have done this WWE. They could have pulled the plug with Roxanne Perez in the Judgment Day a few weeks ago. Actually, had those two have a feud, and that would have been a great match here. So,
True.
but
Good point.
we'll get into the match that is actually on the card. Just wanted to speak my frustrations. Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill, women's championship match, the rematch from WrestleMania. How are you feeling about this match, Chris?
Well, I think the winner's obvious. Right? I think I don't see Rhea losing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just how do we see interference? By someone? What do we think? I feel yo, it's either gonna be a clean match where Rhea just takes out Jade, but what if it's something? Did you see the promo on SmackDown
Of
with
Alexa
Rhea?
Bliss.
Alexa Bliss?
Oh my God, that was prime goddess right there, dude.
What?
She cooked her.
And I wouldn't mind, even though it's like Goliath versus. I wouldn't mind a Jade Cargill Alexa Bliss feud. I wouldn't mind it. So I don't know. I don't know how. What do you? How do you think this match is gonna go?
So I actually have the whole script written out. I think of what's going to
Sure.
happen.
Sure. Give me the
So
script.
I think it's going to be 1-on-1 for a little bit. Then B-Fab and Michin come out, have their interferences. Then
Terrible.
Alexa
Thing, by the way.
and
Terrible.
Charlotte come out to even the odds. It's going
Mm-hmm.
for a little bit. Jade goes for. I think it has the exact same ending as WrestleMania. Jade goes for the Jaded. Rhea counters. Riptide. 1, 2, 3. Rhea wins. Charlotte and Alexa come in and are celebrating. Then they go out. Charlotte hits Rhea from the back, and then we have Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair.
Think so?
I don't think I like it, but I think that
So then, what does
Charlotte.
Alexa do? Just chill. She's just on. She's still with
She's
Charlotte.
Yeah, she's still with Charlotte, but like it's almost the case where like yeah, they might have coexisted Saturday night's main event, but like I said in Saturday night's main event, it's death, it's taxes, and it's Charlotte Flair chasing after the world title. She hasn't done it in over close to a year, she's gonna get back in that ecosystem again. They might.
And you know what? I don't mind it at all. I don't
That's
mind
just
it.
how I feel. I think that's what's gonna happen. Or she might not attack her, but then Charlotte might say, "Oh, I'm next."
Sure. And then from there, we get Rhea versus Charlotte, and Charlotte loses by way of Alexa Bliss somehow, and then you can get them started. That's what
Yeah.
I would say.
I also
That's
could
that's
see.
that's, that's what I
I
would
could
say.
also. I know. I could also see them going the angle where it eventually culminates with a triple threat between Cargill, Rhea, and Charlotte. I could see that happening at SummerSlam. I know that's a little bit further down the road, but with
That's
those,
fair.
I
I like that, but I want to angle maybe they do that and Alexa gets jealous or something, and an Alexa I want to see the betrayal. You know what I mean? I
this
want to
is
see.
where this speaking of that, this is where Money in the Bank would fit in so perfectly. Imagine Alexa Bliss. The Money Bank was still when it was, and Alexa Bliss won the Money in the Bank and did the Seth Rollins thing, made it a Fatal 4, and she won the title. Dude, that would be pure cinema.
Yes, that
But we
would.
don't. That's not going to happen. But still, because Money in the Bank's now moved. So,
Yep.
but yeah. But I agree with you. I think Rhea Ripley is going to win. I'd be very shocked if Jade Cargill won this because I think they want to keep the title on Rhea because she's fully on SmackDown now. And honestly, the division as a whole, the women's division, has been revived ever since she's moved over to SmackDown.
Yes.
But then, before we get to the next match, when is the time where JC James going to finish all this? Because they have to capitalize on that. I
I
think
know. Yeah, she's
I
hot. The
Because
whole group is.
I think Fallon Henley and Laney Reed are eventually going to win the tag titles. Then when does
Yes.
JC Jane fit in? Because I could see them having their Shield moment, like what the Shield did. They won the gold all on the same night, tag
Yep.
team title. So, but yeah,
Hmm.
I could.
Well, there's definitely time between now and SummerSlam.
Yeah, I just think they JC Jane at least has to have a match here sooner
A
or later
match.
for the
Yeah.
championship.
Yeah, definitely.
Because she needs to stay in the ecosystem because what she did
Yeah,
in NXT was
you have to
great.
keep her relevant.
Yes, got to keep her. They have to keep that group rolling because they have the steam right now.
Yeah.
So, but moving on to the next match that will be after the first hour. For the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky Lynch, Sol Ruco, a rematch of last week's Saturday Night Main Event that had left a lot to be desired. Because we didn't talk about it in reactions or anything like that, but the match was 2 minutes long and ended in a disqualification match. Me and you talked about this before we hopped on. They could have gave them a 10, 15-minute match, have Sol Ruco. I think no matter what, Sol Ruco could have won the match and it would have been fine, and then they would have faced off at Clash in Italy. I feel like the formation of all this is what's really got me confused, and I think I know who's going to win here, but the way they've got here, I think,
Who do you
is
think's gonna win?
Becky Lynch.
Okay.
I'll tell you why in a second, but I think the way they formatted things up until this point is just been confusing and is leaving me with a lot of like twists and turns and like a lot of questions, like a lot of confusion. I almost feel like the way they've set things up here. Like it's not it's kind of cookie cutter how this is should be done, and I think they're making it more complex than it needs to be.
I don't disagree with you. I think um it's kind of became like a weird um it's so weird to me. Like it's not they could have easily had cuz I think we said it in the last prediction video. Right? What did we say? We were like, "Hey, Saturday night's main event, right? What was our prediction?
I think we both had Sol Ruka winning because it would make no sense if Becky would have won. Because we also didn't know if it was for the title or for not. Because it
Yeah,
ended
because
up not being. But
right.
still, like it left us with so much confusion.
It left us with a lot of confusion. I think this whole thing has been a little confusion, and like I agree with you, it could have been much more straightforward in terms of the end result, the way they get to the end result, which should easily be without a question, Sol Ruka taking the title from Becky Lynch,
Yeah.
and I just think the way they've gotten there, if they get there at all, has been a little rocky. I hope eventually Triple H pulls the trigger. I think it should be here. I don't think Becky Lynch should win this match.
But
Because
they also did. I think, like you say this, but also at the same time, they didn't give him a good enough match for me. I think to justify the fact of Sol Ruka winning this. I think
So
Soruka's a great performer. Sorry, but like Becky Lynch and Soruka deserve one good match before Becky drops the title for her.
I know
This could be a trilogy that eventually Soruka wins.
they
And
haven't even had one good match,
no,
like at all.
no, and they're both great performers. We talked about this. These guys could put on these women could put on a 10, 15-minute match and be an absolute banger.
Yeah.
But I think why I'm going to say Becky Lynch is going to win here is because, like I talked about, they haven't had a good match. So I can't justify the fact of Soruka winning, although I think Becky Lynch. I think this could be fine enough where Becky Lynch holds onto the title. They have a feud with each other. Because think about it. Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch had the feud over the summer last year, and it was pretty good between those two. And they could follow the same format here, where Becky wins the first one, like Lyra did. Then Soruka wins the second one. And then Soruka justifies it even more by winning at SummerSlam and retaining the title. They both move on from each other. Sol stays in the mid card, having the Intercontinental Championship, and then Becky finally gets bumped back up to the main event scene.
I don't mind it. I just don't want to wait all the way till SummerSlam.
I get that, but like,
I think that
say
would be such a drag for this rivalry. Such a drag.
it would be.
Then it would get stale.
I don't disagree with you, but at the same time, if they can give us a good match, I think we can get excitement into this. Because when I saw the prospect of this, I was excited for it. But if they can give us a good match tomorrow, they think the excitement level goes back up again.
Agreed. I think you can do all of that before SummerSlam. You can get the excitement. You can do the trilogy and build it up to the end and do it at the pay-per-view before SummerSlam. So then SummerSlam comes, so Ruka has her own match against somebody different. That's an opportunity. Bang. I don't see Becky Lynch again at SummerSlam. Not in this rivalry. Absolutely not. Finish it beforehand because it would be such a drag because then again, key word of the day. This is the key word of the video. Predictability. Okay? You do this match, the trilogy at SummerSlam, I don't think anybody is picking Becky Lynch to win. I think everybody's going to know so we're going to win. I'm just trying, so do it at a pay-per-view right before SummerSlam, and then you can start fresh. Sol Ruka versus another opponent, SummerSlam? What? That'll be tough. That's just that's how I'm trying to see it. I want because WWE recently, man, that's why a lot of people are bouncing to AEW. They're bouncing. They're moving away because WWE is the same thing over and over and over and over again. So, my thing is, I'm not saying all predictability is bad, right? Because sometimes you have to do certain things in order to evolve. Like Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. I don't mean to jump the gun. It should be obvious to everybody. Brock Lesnar needs to win this match and should win this match, right? If Oba Femi wins this match, anyway, but I'm gonna pick Sol Ruka to win. Um, I think they can still tell this story, and then Becky Lynch tries to get the title back and fails again. I think that would be great. And you can have Becky Lynch take a break. She's been here she's done great. Okay, woo, have her sit down, be home with the child, and give Sol Ruka the moment. Okay, that's gonna be big, by the way. That's gaining respect. That's like in comparison, kind of to Cody Rhodes beating Brock Lesnar. Sol Ruka, you beat Becky Lynch here, then she tries to take the title back, and you beat her again. So you beat Becky Lynch twice. I rather that over Becky Lynch wins this one, then they do another match, and it's just that's where I stand on this front.
Yeah, I get what you're saying with that. And I agree with you. I just think we saw this kind of last year with the same, and Lyra was kind of in the same position as Sol was, so I could see them running it again, and then Ruka coming out top instead of Becky Lynch, like she did with Valkyria. So,
Yeah.
but speaking of Oba Brock, Oba Lesnar number 2. They're emphasizing it, and you talked about it. I think it could be the fact that they're gonna. I think no matter what, this is going to be a trilogy. No matter who wins tomorrow. You say Brock Lesnar. There's a small part of me that I think Oba Femi could win, and they just have Oba Femi sweep Brock Lesnar, really justifying him. But I think I agree with you because this is the perfect opportunity for Oba to take that loss. He eventually needs to lose, and having him lose here is going to make him even more of a monster if number 3 is at SummerSlam, I think. Because Oba Lesnar, I think this either has to be one of two things. This either has to be a match that goes a decent amount of length because we can't have a squash match. I think if Brock wins, it can't be a squash match. I don't
No,
think.
no.
People have thrown out the idea of the match not even starting in a brawl. These two are just so good competitors. I would love to see a brawl, but I'm also the type of minded person. I watch to see the actual wrestling, so I want to see a
Yes, yes,
10,
Zach. Speak
10
it.
to
Yes.
10 to 15-minute wrestling match. Both bodies going at each other. Oba trying to get the best of Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar ultimately winning in the end. And you can feel it as soon as the bell rings. The trilogy is going to be complete. And this is the type of thing they can stretch out till SummerSlam. I don't know if that's just me, but I think they can have the trilogy match at SummerSlam.
I 100% agree, and that's everything you just said. It's on the money. Like I said before, you can't. It's predictability. I think it's good because if you had Oba do the squash, which hey, whatever, like if Oba won this match, then I feel like it's obvious, more obvious. I don't know. I don't know. I
I don't
just
know what to think anymore because I'm the state of mind where I think Brock Lesnar legitimately retired, but WWE offered him more money to come back.
yeah,
That's my
true.
state of mind.
True. Yeah, I'm not sure, but for all intents and purposes, for right here, I'm choosing Brock Lesnar as the winner. I think it's going to be a great match. I think it's going to be a better match than the WrestleMania match because it's going to be longer. It's going to be more time. It's not going to be rushed. If they do not have a match that's more than 5 minutes, I think it's a mistake. I think it's time to see some wrestling. Okay. The last one was 5 minutes. Make this one 10. Okay. And then SummerSlam, make it 20. But I don't want the brawl crap because like the brawl before the bell rings and then the bell doesn't even ring. Like I don't want to see that. Let's give Brock the definitive win and then have Oba be mad and get back at him. Hey, SummerSlam, but this time it's for your career for real on the line. Sign the papers. That cinema activities. And I have a question for you right now, Zach. I have a question for you. Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar 3. Oba Femi has one win. Brock Lesnar has the second win. SummerSlam's 2 nights. Without knowing, maybe you can predict, maybe you can, assume, but without confidently knowing the other main event of the card, because this is a main event card. This is a main event for
Yeah.
SummerSlam. You can't tell me it's not a main event. Is this main eventing night 1 or night 2? Because we know the night 1 and night 2 internally, night 2 is a main event. This is Brock Lesnar's retirement match. Me personally, I would have this main event night 2 SummerSlam. Okay, and give Brock his flowers at the end of the night. That's what I would do.
I
So
I
I want to ask
I
you the
agree
same.
with you because I'm in the state of mind. Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm in the state
No.
of mind. They're ending the show with Fatu and Roman Reigns. If Fatu wins that and stands tall, the tribal chief, that is the shock moment, or that is the moment that just leaves you with that emotion, whatever it is, to end the show. And then if that happens, then I'm the state of mind that that's going to be one of the main events of SummerSlam, and Roman comes back and wins the title. And I'm fine with that being night 1 because it's already got its big moment at Clash in Italy. This night 2, you have them have a great match, and Oba eventually wins. Almost like CM Punk and Roman Reigns match. No interferences. It was a clean wrestling match between two performers, and eventually CM Punk just didn't have anything left in him, and Roman Reigns won. I don't know if they have to do this with Lesnar. I think that'd be pretty cool to do. Like, just Brock has nothing left in the tank, and Oba finishes him off and sends him to retirement. He's retiring, he's done, and he gets to do it in front of his hometown of Minnesota, and you leave the show off on a good note. No matter, because then you're like, okay, Oba has now officially established, and this gives Oba, because the open challenges were becoming a joke at that point. So if they keep him in this ecosystem, say Oba Femi, because I think they could do this. Oba, Brock, 2, They don't have number 3 till SummerSlam. During that time, Oba enters the King of the Ring tournament. He runs the path, goes to the finals, and Brock Lesnar cost him in the finals, continuing it then to SummerSlam. I think that could be the perfect building blocks to set up the trilogy number 3 match at SummerSlam, where Oba eventually wins, finishing off Brock Lesnar.
Another angle for you,
Okay.
based off what you just said. Just throw it out there. Since Brock Lesnar would be winning this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Oba would be more on the chase for Brock, because I know you were like, oh, Brock messes Oba up for the King of the Ring. I feel like if Brock wins this one, Oba Femi's gonna be more on the chase. So what if, since this is Brock's final run, what if shock value, Brock Lesnar enters the King of the Ring? Wait, okay, wait a second.
Wait. You say that then. What if
Right.
Brock Lesnar says, what if Oba's on the chase and Brock says, in order for me to have another match with you, you need to win the King of the Ring tournament. Then Oba's still on the chase, but just to face Brock Lesnar, but then Brock Lesnar stops him from doing that, and then because how WWE, the ecosystem works, when somebody costs someone an opportunity, they just end up facing each other. That could also be another angle.
That's another angle, definitely. Yeah.
But I like your angle with Brock Lesnar. I just don't think at his point of his career, he would enter the King of the Ring tournament. He would have to show up for consistent weeks for a tournament, while Oba Femi's already coming up every week.
True.
Like just the position of their career, I think. I think it would be a great idea, but the positions they're in their career they're in right now, I just don't think would make sense.
I'm just I was just.
Yeah. No, I get your reasoning. Yeah.
No, definitely. I was just saying. I think since Brock's gonna win the second one, however they do it, I feel like Oba is gonna be the one that gets Brock. Like I don't even think. I feel like Brock's gonna be like, "Yo, I got you." Like it's over. He's not gonna be worried about Oba, and then Oba's gonna be the one because Oba wants that third match. Brock is satisfied. He already got his victory, right? So I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm ready for the final domino to fall. What if Brock Lesnar finds a way to win the WWE Championship? Oba Femi wins King of the Ring, and it's career versus championship. Oba Femi, Brock Lesnar.
I wouldn't mind it. Main event of SummerSlam Night 2, book it. Okay? You get Brock Lesnar a last championship run, short, but you give it to him. Mm-hmm. And then you have Oba Femi solidify himself, winning the championship from Brock Lesnar. Main event, retire Brock Lesnar. Absolute cinema. It's a little quick, but there's been nobody like Oba. So I wouldn't mind that at all. How he ends up winning the championship? You're talking about the one from Roman Reigns or the one from Cody Rhodes?
That is the thing, because this feud has been happening on Monday Night Raw. But who's to say Brock Lesnar says, "Oh, I'm Brock Lesnar," goes and faces Gunther? I don't even know.
Oh, brother, listen to this. Perfect. This is all fantasy land. It's not gonna happen. But listen, Fatu is hurt. Brock Lesnar's coming to the end of his career, right? Roman Reigns isn't ready for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar comes out, right? After he just beat Oba, and he's like,
"Oh my god, this is Fantasyland! Holy crap!"
And he locks in Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns main event Clash in Italy. Brock Lesnar kills Roman Reigns. It's a great match, but he kills him. That's the last time we see that match ever between them. Kimura lock, and he goes crazy. Brock Lesnar's the champion, right? Boom. Roman Reigns, we don't see him for a minute. Get him at just whatever, right?
And Fatu comes back, so they can run that in the meantime while Oba Femi's running the course and wins King of the Ring.
Something, I don't know. There was Fantasyland, but
this is deep Fantasyland. To have Brock Lesnar come out after he just had another match would be bonkers. That is the predictability that I actually would love. Like that kind of dude, I'd be like, what is going on? Like generally, that would be like, what is going on? So
definitely.
But just give this number 2 a 10 to 15 minute match. Let them cook, and then let it set up for the trilogy number 3, whatever it's for. Career championship, no matter what. We need a third match, no matter what. Who wins this? So.
Yep. Agreed.
But moving on to the main event, OTC Roman Reigns Fatu, tribal combat for the World Heavyweight Championship and the title of the Tribal Chief. We talked about this. Fatu got hurt in a match against Solo Sikoa at a live event. I hope to God he's okay because this feud has really intensified, and I love what I see out of it every week. That's just me.
It's been very good. It's been very interesting too. It's very different too. I like it. It's something. It's not regular. It's different. It would be a shame if he can't compete.
Yeah.
It would be a shame. I also believe it would be a shame if like he just barely is able to compete and you can tell and like the match isn't good or maybe like the match is 5 minutes because like I feel like if he can't go at a certain level, scratch it and I don't know what you have to do. Maybe the do something else because I don't want the match to be like 5 minutes and then his leg. I like because this was the main event. Or if anything, if that's the case, swap that shit. Move this to the first hour, make this short, and then give Cody and Gunther the main event, and then have Randy come out then. I don't know, something. But whatever it is, if he's not able to compete at a high level or at all, they need to make sure they make up for it. Don't because they hype
Absolutely.
this up too much. Okay,
Mhm.
I don't know what you have to do. Drew McIntyre, do something. Okay, but in terms of this match right here, if both guys are 100%, I am going to agree with my partner here in Zach's idea. Now, I'm gonna let you say it, but
Ah.
I definitely,
Ooh.
brother, I agree with you. I think you had a good idea. I think it would be a shock factor if Jacob Fatu won. It definitely would be.
Absolutely. Fatu, bro. All gas, no brakes. It makes the most sense in the world. You don't mean to tell me he wins tomorrow. Roman Reigns has to acknowledge him. Then we get to Monday night and the Usos have to come out and acknowledge this crazy lunatic as their tribal chief. And then we could have freaking God mode Roman Reigns come back. Because not only does he have to get the championship back, he has to restore the family back to him as the head of the table.
Yeah.
That could
It's like the Lion King and freaking Scar.
yeah, bro.
Like yo, it's insane. That's actually cinema. Rather than and the reason I agree with you is because it's so much better than just another main event. Roman Reigns Jake 2. Roman Reigns wins, and then what?
Yeah. Because Roman I think they bring up a great point. Roman survived at Backlash. He didn't win. He survived because he hit him off the But this I think is gonna the people are talking about this isn't gonna be as vicious as like they make it to be. I think it could be because of how unhinged Fatu is. If he's close to 100% or even 100%, he's going to be as unhinged as possible, and it's going to be if Roman Reigns could go God mode to defeat him. But just imagine if Roman is going for a spear, and Fatu catches him with the tongue and death grip, hits him with the Samoan drop, then does his move off the top rope. 1, 2, 3. The pure shock in that crowd would go nuclear, I think.
Insane.
It would go insane because for Roman Reigns not only to lose, but to lose the tribal combat and lose his spot as an OTC would be astronomical. And I think it makes the most sense. It would be the most entertaining. Because, yes, it's a big deal in the Samoan family to be the tribal chief, the head of the table. But at the same time, this could give the opportunity for Roman Reigns to take that time off without us really needing him. Give Fatu a couple weeks to be champion, have him be the tribal chief. There's so much you can do with that, especially with Solo Sikoa on SmackDown. Solo brought him in, and now Fatu is the tribal chief.
Yeah,
Like,
that's insane. Cinema.
and then Roman can come back unhinged and set up, I think, a beautiful night one SummerSlam match between these two,
I actually got
where
some goosebumps.
Roman takes it back.
Crazy. That would be crazy, yo.
It's
And
literally set up perfectly. If Fatu is healthy enough, he should be winning tomorrow night. It's not rocket science because of what the layers that can be built. Do you want the fans just to lose interest because there's gonna be spikes in viewership because of how great the card is, but do you just want it to spike right back down because Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes both win and Roman's now taking a break for a few weeks. Cody Cody's just the champion. Oh, I'm QB1, Cody Raheem Rhodes, whatever the hell you want to call it. There has to be a shock factor. It's going to be in one of the championship matches. I think it has to be this one where Fatu wins, is the tribal chief, and there's so much layers. There's layers to this. There's so much layers to this that they could be building. So that's just
I
how I feel.
am 100% in agreement with you. My only thing, it's like I'm in a rock between a hard place because yes, this should be a shock factor too. And I hope there could be a way where we could have two shock factors because I just don't. I'm sorry to go back. I don't understand how you can have Gunther lose.
Yeah,
I don't get
I
it.
agree.
So I think do both of them. Have Gunther win. Have Jacob Fatu win.
Because
Do it,
imagine you start the show like that. People are
and then
already
you
like,
end
what?
the show like that. Great.
Dude, social media would be a firestorm. Like, it would
Right.
be,
And
it'd be
yep.
exploding. Like,
Yep.
fans would, they wouldn't know what to do. WWE's top two guys lost on a B tier show.
Yep.
I think if that were to happen, this is easily top 5 for me, or top 3, the best. And it's already in the top 3 of PLEs for 2026. If that happens,
It would be number one. It would be number one.
it'd be number one. It'd be number 1 for now, but I think they could do a lot more because SummerSlam was good last year.
But as of right now,
I'm saying it'd be a
the
lock.
WrestleMania. Oh my god.
It'd be a lock for top 3 at the end of the year if that were both to happen. And then you get a banger match between Jade and Rhea, banger match Sol Becky, and then you have a banger match between Oba and Brock. Brock wins, that set up another great match, dude. That would have me the most excited since maybe SummerSlam of last year, because I was pretty pumped after SummerSlam how they ended both nights. So,
brother, this is WWE. So,
I know we have our expectations high, but at the
we're
same
gonna be
time,
watching tomorrow.
We're not running creative. They are.
We're gonna be watching tomorrow. It's gonna be Cody Rhodes versus Gunther. That match is gonna last like 5 minutes, and Cody Rhodes is gonna win somehow. Great. And then you're gonna have a boring match between Jade and then you're gonna see the main event, and then Roman Reigns is gonna win, and nothing's gonna happen. And it's just this is Triple H and WWE and Lee Fitting and whoever else is in the creative. Okay,
Yeah.
So I hope, because if not, AEW will be getting a call from me, and I'll be on with Chris Jericho and Judas, and it's going to be a great time over there because I can't do it any longer.
You'll be moving your fanship to AEW.
Exactly.
Yeah. But before we wrap things up, I want to ask you about tonight's match. Mass versus Mass. El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. Obviously, we talked about it. I love that they're doing it on the Mexican side because that feud, I haven't been keeping up with it too much, but I've kept almost on the side. They've built that feud up like insane. So the match tonight is going to be a huge deal.
Yeah, they've definitely been building it up.
Who do you think is going to win, original or other El Grande Americano?
I actually think it would be best for Ludwig Kaiser, the El Grande Americano,
Yes.
to win.
Yeah.
And 100%. For Chad Gable to be unmasked. The reason I'm saying this, just to take out like the personas or whatever. Let's get Chad Gable back on the main roster doing his thing.
Yeah.
Let's get him back. Okay, this is a great project, and I think Chad Gable, with himself, he can thrive because he was doing things before. He can thrive more than Ludwig Kaiser would if he was unmasked. That's basically what it comes down to. If Ludwig Kaiser was unmasked, and we just got regular Ludwig Kaiser back on television, I think people would care much less.
He would disappear in 2 weeks.
Okay, exactly. It would be okay. So definitely he should win, and Chad Gable should get back and lock back in, put him in the Intercontinental Championship feud. Like, he would have been great here. What? Give him what? Oh my gosh. So that would be my answer.
I totally agree, and I think Ludwig Kaiser, the other Ogalma Americano, is more over in Mexico right now, and it would
Yeah,
just make more sense for the original to lose and go back to being Chad Gable on the main roster. So, but
100%.
this is all we have for you guys. Clash in Italy, tonight's match for Mash versus Mash. We're hoping for a great PLE. We'll give you guys our reactions after that. But other than that, this is Zach and Chris signing out here from CWS. Enjoy tomorrow's show, and we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.